Hello. I want to add a quick UI element. UI widgets, enter that. Right click user interface, widget blueprint, common user widget. I want to call it death underscore BTN. I want to go to panel, get a canvas panel. That's where everything starts. Get a horizontal box. Drag it across the whole canvas panel. Anchor it to the center. The vertical box. Fill. Center, center. I want to put a button in it. Button. Can I make this auto? No. Fill. You know what we can do, which makes this really easy, is to just put a button in the canvas panel. You can drag it according to the size of the canvas panel, and then use the grid lines. I'm using 2. See the span's 2 here now? And drag text onto the button. I can anchor this button to the bottom and then actually drag this up. I can split the shape here. Okay, right here. The text button can say quit. I can compile this. I can go to the button and press F2, or I can right click it and click rename. I can rename it to death underscore BTN and compile. There's nothing over here. So click the button and click is variable at the top. See this? Here's the death button now. Unclicked. I want to quit game. Specific player, I want to get player controller. Or get owning player, I think would work. Player character, when we die, we're going to create this widget. How, you gotta make it come up. Death button. You can't just create it, you need to add it to the viewport. And then I want to set show mouse cursor. And that comes from the player controller. Get player controller. It's true that I want to set the mouse cursor. Oops, that was the player state version of the player controller. I want to get player controller. This should be from the game section. Let's go over here. 85, 70, 55, 40, 25, 10. I'm going to block. I died. And then I can quit. Death button. On construct, I want to set input mode UI only. Because when that came up, I had to click to capture my mouse. And then click the button. I want to lock always. Let's real quick die again. Okay, as you can see now, I didn't click at all. And it's right, I'm going to click one time this whole time and it's quit. Okay. That was adding a quick death menu. If I want to If I want to add another button, let's copy this button and make it, say, respawn is variable. Oops, not the text. The button, which is still is variable. I want to get clicked. I want to cast to game mode, perhaps. I will cast to player state. We'll get player state. Create a reference to player state. Let's go into our player state. Event graph. Let's go to player character. Let's unpossess. Target is self. Target is get player controller. In death button, I want to make sure that I set this variable B is dead. Instance editable. Death button. Set B is dead. So we can set this up here. Set the player state variable is dead. And I want to go into player state. I want to add custom event called respawn player. I want to spawn actor from class. I want to spawn the player character. Spawn transform. I can split the struct. Let's get our player start. Let's copy the coordinates of our player start. Here it's 140 and 142. 140, 142. I want to possess. Target is get player. This is target is controller. In the death button, we have this player state reference, which we might not need this last part. Let's get the last part out. Player state, sorry, that kind of diverts us a little bit. Respawn player. Let's try this. but our game mode is set to UI only. Let's see if this has actually possessed us again. When the player character event begin play. And then we want to, after we unpossess, we want to destroy actor. And then on begin play, set input mode, game only. And then our mouse is still going to be showing, set show mouse cursor. This player controller is get player controller from the game. And set show mouse cursor is false. Get player controller. When we click this, we want to remove this death menu from the parent. Now let's try this. Click respawn. We have full control again. Sorry about the little mixed up with the is dead button, but so we have full control again. Isn't that cool? So let's look what we did. We got a reference to the player state. You can get player state and our player state. We got a reference to it. We got the reference. We got this custom event, and then after we call the custom event that we put in the player state, we remove this widget from the parent. We added this quit button, which quits, this respawn button, which here is the player state function. Went into our player state. You can double click this custom event. We spawned our player. And we possessed it. We put the location of our spawn point in. Let's see what happens if we delete this. Nothing, right? Nothing. Still works. I'm so sorry. So there's our weapons. We can go down to where we destroy the player. So the trick with this is you can drag multiple things into destroy actor. Sword reference, shield reference, but then it will only destroy these. You need to get a self reference. And we'll test this now. We'll turn our health down to 15. And our stuff is gone. Okay, that was adding in some death menu and the respawn capability. Thanks a lot. See you in the next one.